Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. With Tyler Buchner going to Alabama, I've seen a lot of people make fun of Nick Saban. They say it was bad. Alabama's going downhill. They can't get any better. Well, here's the thing. Before I even get into him, I want to say why the title of my video says what it says and why I make the opinions that I do. Again, I'm not an expert. I'll never be an expert in college football or NFL or any of that stuff. I'm just somebody who makes videos based off my own opinions and my own generalizations and based off my own observations. I'm against the social norms, so to speak. Anyways, I think people are wrong about this. Tyler Buchner knows Tommy Rees from Notre Dame. And when we think of Notre Dame, they're a really good football team. They've always been a really good football team, always will be a good football team. But until that recruiting gets better, especially when Brian Kelly was there, they won't be an elite program. They will not. That's what it is. With that being said, I think that now that Tyler Buchner is getting the exposure to a more elite players surrounding him, it's going to really, really help him out. It really will. The fact that he has a more proven head football coach, an accomplished head football coach in Nick Saban versus a rookie coach like Marcus Freeman, who was a defensive coordinator before even being a head coach for Notre Dame. With high expectations, I think that it will help him more to have someone more knowledgeable, someone much more experienced, just somebody who's been in the game more, knows more about what he's doing and how to win and things like that versus somebody who's just getting experience, who's still learning and making mistakes because they don't know everything yet as a head football coach. And third, Buchner hasn't really played a whole lot of college football. He really hasn't. When he was a freshman, he wasn't even supposed to be the starter. It was Jack Cohn from Wisconsin. But Brian Kelly did say one thing about him. He said that Cohn is my guy, but Buchner will play. He's good. Which means if Brian Kelly is saying that and he's a winning coach, what do you think Nick Saban is going to say about him when he sees him practice? All right. Now, with what I liked out of Buchner at Notre Dame, he knows when to run. He knows how to tuck it and run. He's decent. He's not great, but he's decent at making big throws down the field with 20, 30 gainers. He's good at hitting his tight ends. Some of the interceptions really weren't his fault, especially in a Virginia Tech game. Some of them were tipped or slightly overthrown. He does need to work on not throwing it into coverage. He should simply work on just either taking the sack or just throwing it away versus just throwing it into coverage or where it's risky for his receiver to not catch the ball. He needs to learn to be more patient in the pocket. Now, in all fairness, his first year, that was a young offensive line. So, and that was obvious when Florida State had to play them in week one. And yes, they were winning at one point really big, but they did have a hard time blocking their defensive front for a lot of the game. If you remember, Jermaine Johnson getting 2 sacks, among other players making plays behind the line of scrimmage. They got stopped on 4th down at one point against Florida State. Now, that offensive line did improve, but it was still young. That's my point. Alabama has a lot of experience on the offensive line, more talent on the offensive line than Notre Dame does. They're going to be better, bigger, stronger, and that's just what it is. Which means Jack Cohn will have more time to throw from the pocket, and if he needs to run, he'll be able to do that. He just needs simple things. He's really only played a whole year of college football. He only played 2 games this past year, 3 games really. He was coming off an injury when he played South Carolina, so I don't look at that game as much as an indicator of whether he's good or not. He just needs more starter experience. He's going to get it. Look at Jordan Travis, for example, from Florida State. It took him 4 or 5 years to really be good in college football. He in 2018, he didn't even touch the field because he was a freshman. Heck, he wasn't even at FSU. He was at Louisville. 2019, he didn't do much. 2020, he really did about what he was doing. Ran the football, big ball down the field, but couldn't throw good very much for the most part. 21, he made strides. 2022, oh my God, it took 5 years. Hendon Hooker, same thing. Took him a long time. Didn't even start at Tennessee. He came from Virginia Tech. So I don't see why people are saying negative things about Tyler Buchner when they don't even know everything yet. He has so much more to work with at Alabama than he ever could at Notre Dame. And again, more proven head football coach. All right. And the defensive coordinator for Alabama, Kevin Steele, I think he's going to do wonders over there with Bama's defense. So with that being said, do I think he's great like Tua or Bryce Young, no. But is he really, really good? A reliable quarterback that can manage the game for you? Can be clutch on third down? Like improved on third down with his arms? And can he still run the ball? Absolutely. So I think he'll do just fine in Alabama. I don't see what people are saying about him, really.